Welcome to the Element at Home platform, everyone. My name is Sabrina. Pronouns are she, her, and I am so incredibly happy to be here with you today. So what we have in store for us is a 40-minute vinyasa flow. We'll be integrating a lot of breath, a lot of mind, a lot of body into our practice. Just remember to have fun with it, to sink into the body, and to remember why you showed up on your mat here today. So find a really nice, easy seat to begin with. Make sure that the sits bones are grounded really nicely into the earth below you. For your legs, you can let them sit and rest nice and easy. One leg can rest in front of the other. You can stack one leg on top of the other if that's part of your practice, or a simple cross leg if that doesn't hurt the ankle for you. Hands pointing down onto the knees. Take a nice deep breath. Get some pride into the spine. And on your exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. We're going to take 4 deep breaths in through the nose, filling all the way up. Out the mouth, exhale. 3 more times. Deep breath in. Really feel the lungs expand as you take in that air. Inhale. Push all the way out. Find your last one. Deep breath in. And out. Fluttering the eyes open on your next inhale. Circle the arms up to rise. Take a nice deep breath in. And on your exhale, right hand comes down beside you, bending into the right elbow and reaching over with the left fingertips, making sure that the sits bones are evenly distributed. Reaching the fingertips and relaxing the shoulders out of the ear. We're going to take 2 more. Deep breath in. Exhale. 1 more time, keeping the heart open. And exhale. Pressing into those right fingertips. Travel back up towards center and then switching over to the opposite side. Left hand comes down, bending into the elbow, turning the palm to face the floor and releasing the shoulders out of the ears. Take 2. What we're working on here today so far is opening up the side body. Next, inhale to rise. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Seated cat-cow here. Bring the hands to your knees. On the inhale, pull the heart and the chest through the arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades and lift up your chin, exposing the throat and the heart. Exhale, create a C shape with the body as you suck the belly button in towards the spine and drop the head. We're going to take 2 more. Deep breath in. Get nice and tall. Pull the heart up. Really expose that communication and that feeling center of yours at the front of the body, and then exhale, round it out. Last one, nice pride in the spine, and then we confidently push the heart forward, squeeze the shoulders and lift the chin. Exhale, round it out. Come back to a neutral spine as you reach your arms up, breathe in. Last of our 6 spinal motions, we're going to come to a twist as you turn the body over towards the right side. Fingertips in front and behind give you length and pride. Exhale, you're going to peel that back shoulder away from you as you twist your heart towards the right side, maybe even bringing your gaze behind you. If you're looking to deepen your twist, that front hand is going to come to the opposite knee, left hand, right knee. Get tall again on the spine, breathe in. Exhale and twist a little bit deeper. We're going to travel out of this twist and into the next side. Breathe in, arms come up. And exhale, rotate the chest over to the other side. Fingertips onto the mat or onto the floor. Breathe in, get tall and proud. And again, peel that back shoulder away from you. Your gaze is what's going to dictate the depth of your twist. Your inhales are going to create space and length. Exhales either keep you where you are or deepen the twist. Hold for 1 last breath in and out. Rise back up to the center. Breathe in. And bring your hands down to heart center. Exhale, bowing the chin to the chest for a moment as you find gratitude for stepping onto your mat today, for making your way here, for moving through breath, mind, and body with intention and with a full heart. Take 1 more breath in. And exhale, release. You can shake out your limbs, get a little bit of those mechanics out of the body. Getting a little bit fun with these movements. We're gonna swing the legs around the body, coming onto our hands and our knees. Really, really nice stack here, so your shoulders are above your wrists and your hips are right above your knees. Really digging into all 10 pads of the fingers here, not just the base of your palm. On the in-breath, traditional cat-cow, drop the belly with intention as you open up the heart. Spinal curve here as you pick up the chin, look up. And then press everything away from you. Exhale, belly button to spine. Drop the head heavy between the arms. 2 more times, breathing in. Dropping the belly, lifting the heart, picking up the chin, gaze follows. Exhale, rounding into the spine. Be sure to press that pelvis forward at the top. Once more, breathing in. As you exhale, round. Find a neutral spine, flat back, look forward towards the top of your mat. Curl your toes. On an exhale, send the hips up really nice and high for our first downward facing dog. We're gonna shift the body weight a little bit left to right, making sure not to rest on the base of your palm. You wanna press all 10 pads of the fingers into the mat. We wanna keep those wrists strong. We don't wanna weaken them by placing all of that weight down. On our next in-breath, lifting up the heels nice and high. Exhale and drop your heels back down to a comfortable but challenging point. Inhale, rise them back up. Exhale, press them back down. Remember, the goal is not to press them to the floor, but find that length at the back of the legs. Last one, rise. Exhale, heels back down. Peek up your gaze back towards your hands, 1 foot at a time. Tippy toe your way to your hands, peeling the hands off the mat, finding a halfway lift, flat back. Weight into the toes as you fold, exhale. 1 more time, deep breath in, flat back, crown of the head energy, buzzes forward. And then we bring that crown energy down to the earth. Bend, soften lightly into the knees, gazes between your legs. Take 1 more. Open the mouth and let it out. Keeping the arms heavy in front of the body as you press all 4 corners of the feet into the mat. Gently and slowly roll yourself up to rise. Make sure your chin comes up last. Circle your arms with you as you do. Gazes to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step a little bit further towards the top of your mat. Take an in-breath. Circle the arms to rise. Let's find our first flow all together. Exhale, keep the hands in prayer, hinge at the hips, and fold. Deep breath in, picks up the heart, halfway lift, flat back. On an exhale, find your plank pose. Step 1 foot back at a time, and we're going to hold it here. Shift the body weight forward so that your shoulders pass your wrists. Modified chaturanga, knees come down. Wrap the elbows, exhale and guide your heart all the way down. On our in-breath, we're going to squeeze the elbows and the shoulders, lifting up the heart, baby cobra. Exhale, release your effort. Let's do that 2 more times. Back bend accentuates as we pick up the heart. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Exhale and release. 1 last one. Breathing in, strengthening the spine, strengthening our alignment. Exhale and let that go. Hands come down underneath the shoulders, curl the toes, activate the knees. Breathe in, 1 swift motion, find your plank pose. Exhale, hips up high, downward facing dog. Let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Out the mouth, exhale. Big toes coming to touch. On our inhale, right leg rises. Exhale to bring the knee to the nose. Press back up, breathe in, right leg to the sky. Knee back to your nose. 3rd and last time, breathe in, rise. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and hold. Press your hands, lift up your hips a little higher. Right foot lands in between the hands. Peeling up the heart, breath in, keeping the fingertips on the mat. Exhale and bow the chest. Inhale, pressing into all 4 corners of your feet. Slow rise, give your front leg a bit of a break, lengthening it up as you breathe in, and then exhale, sink back down. We're gonna take a nice in-breath here and twist over to the left side. Back arm is what's going to dictate the depth of the opening here. We're gonna hold this twist for 1 more. Keep that knee bent. Exhale. In-breath brings the heart back to center, and we're gonna twist to the opposite side. Take your time here. Remember, the back arm is what dictates the depth of your twist. You may need to sink lower. Hold. Inhale brings us back to rise. All one exhale, hands come down, step yourself back, shift the shoulders forward. Again, modify that chaturanga, elbows glue to the sides. Back bend, baby cobra, squeezing and lifting up the heart. Exhale, release the effort. Inhale, back to your plank pose. All one swift motion, hips up high to the sky, exhale. You can notice the difference here. Live in the imbalance for a moment. When you are ready, switching sides. Left leg rises high to the sky 3 times, knee to your nose. 2. Last one. Press and hold. Lift up the hips nice and high. Send the left foot through the hands. Peel up the palms. Keep the tips of the fingers on the mat. Heart up. Exhale to bow. All one nice swift motion. Take your time lifting up, lengthening that front leg with you. And then exhale, sinking back down. Good. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. Don't forget to lengthen the chest. And we're going to twist over to the right side. Open up the heart. Take your time. Try to send that knee away from your midline. Next inhale, come back up to center. Exhale and twist. Remember, these movements can be like a dance of your breath and of your body. They don't have to be stiff, rigid, and mechanical if you want to explore some of those movements. Breath in, come back to rise. All one exhale, hands come down, step yourself back. Again, for a 3rd time, modify that chaturanga. Shift forward, wrap the elbows, drop the knees, and guide the heart down. Breathing in, lifting up, squeezing the elbows in the heart. Exhale and release. Hands underneath your shoulders, curl into the toes, lift the knees, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a deep inhale all together. And exhale, let it go. Coming high to your toes, bend your knees. You can take 2 steps, multiple steps, or gently float yourself to your hands. Halfway rise. Exhale to fold. In breath lifts us all the way up. Interlacing your fingers, releasing your index, crossing your thumbs, and we're gonna dip over to the right. Finding that side body stretch, just like we did at the beginning of class, but now integrating it a little bit deeper, making sure that it starts with the left foot, pressing into the mat, reaching the entire side body over to the side. Take 2. Side body is what brings you back to center. Breathe in and exhale over to the opposite side. So remember, it's that foot that really presses into the mat, creates that length, and pulls everything up to the side. One more. Inhale brings us back to center. Exhale, hands to your heart. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Deep breath in and out. Again, shake everything out, release that mechanical, very technical feeling that we tend to have with yoga, and just bring a little bit of your own movement into the practice. You can shift your body weight side to side. You can maybe even flay around the arms. Take one more breath, whatever feels right, whatever feels good. Remember, there's no such thing as right and wrong. It's just about what feels right in the body at this time. One more in. And out. We're gonna bring the big toes to touch. You can set yourself up at the top of your mat, and a tiny sliver of space behind the heels. We're setting up for chair pose. We're going to bend into the knees, sweep the arms back, and on the inhale, come to rise, lift up, and then exhale, sit down into your chair. We're going to peek down to make sure that we can see our toes. So shift the knees back, tuck the tail, and lift the pelvis. We really want to create that proper alignment, biceps by the ears. Breathe in. Keep your chair pose and just send your arms back with control. Exhale. In breath, arms sweep back up. Exhale, send it back. Maybe you sit a little bit lower. Once more, breathe in. Exhale, arms behind you. Hands come to heart center. Find that pride in the chest. Breathe in. And we're gonna twist over to the left side. Tuck your right elbow right to the outside of your left leg. Hands are pressing together, opening up the heart and twisting. We're trying to make sure that the bum is lower than the head. So we don't want the crown to be down here, but we want the head to be a little bit higher up than the back bones. On the in-breath, pick up the heart. Exhale, bring the hands back to heart center. In-breath, lengthen the legs. Exhale to fold. In-breath, halfway lift. Exhale, bend into the knees. In-breath, rise up the arms. Exhale, sink into your chair. This time on the in-breath, we're gonna lift up just a teeny tiny bit, keep a micro bend in the knees, and then exhale, sink yourself back down. We should start feeling it in those quadriceps. Breath in, rise. Exhale, sink back down. Once more, deep breath in. This time, hands come to heart center. Pick up the heart. Always find that pride in the chest. And then we're going to twist to the other side. So your left elbow is going to be connecting to the outside of your right knee. We want to press the hands together to open up the heart. Maybe your gaze comes towards the ceiling or towards whatever is in your eye line on the side. On the in-breath, hands press. Exhale, hands to heart. In-breath, lengthen the legs, that halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. This time we're gonna swan dive. Open up the arms, flat back, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant down, step back. Now this time your choice, with or without the knees, chaturanga, exhale. Back bend, baby cobra, or our first upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a deep breath in. Open the mouth, let it go. Big toes come to touch on the inhale, right leg to rise. Exhale, look forward, step the right foot through the hands. Breathe in, travel through a high lunge. Exhale, drop the elbows in line with your shoulders, squeezing the heart. So here, we're puffing out the chest, but we're being really, really, really aware of our bellies. We're not just pushing them out, but we're actually thinking of sending the belly button up and high to the sky. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, we have a goalpost kind of variation with our arms here. On the in-breath, press into the front foot. Find length as you rise. Take your time. Exhale and drop back down. 2 more. Last one. Hands are going to come to heart center. Breathe in. Exhale, send the chest forward. Reach the arms back. Runner's lunge. Palms are facing the floor. In breath. And out. In breath, sweeps the biceps up by the ears. Exhale, left hand comes down to the inside of the right foot. Twist towards your bent knee and reach your fingertips up high to the sky. Take 2. Second exhale, hand comes down onto the mat, drop down onto your back knee. Heel toe the foot so that both of our hands are going to land on the inside of our right foot. In breath, pick up the heart. You can even peel the palms off the mat if you'd like. And then exhale, bring them back down. Completely your choice. You have the option to stay here. If you're working on making your way down to your forearms, it's always the arm that is opposite of the foot that's on the mat, which would come down first. And then you would place same hand on the same knee to give you a little bit of balance or guidance. And then if we find that space, if we find that availability, maybe bringing both forearms down onto the mat, we're going to take 3. Two more. And 1. If you were on your arms, coming back onto your hands. Curling the back toes, lifting up the back knee, and we're going to hike up the hips completely. Walk yourself towards the center of your mat, turning so that your toes face in the same direction. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale and fold. If your fingertips aren't on the mat, you can always bring a block into play. If it's part of your practice, you can always walk your hands back behind you, or you can simply keep your hands framing the head, framing the face. We want to always send those sits bones up nice and high to the sky, and I know it sounds a little silly, but we want to think about sending those sits bones away from one another. The more that we envision that, the more of an opening we begin to create in the low back. Take one more, in and out. Finding a halfway rise. Breathe in, lift up the heart. Now we're going to work backwards to get to the other side. Exhale, walking over to the left foot. We're going to turn everything down and we're going to make our way back to where we were just earlier. So both hands now are on the inside of our left foot. And we're going to take 2 breaths. Back knee is lifted. If you'd like at this point, you can always drop down the back knee, coming down to 1 or both of your forearms. Sending that back hip forward. So the right hip is pointing towards the top of your mat, and the hip that is forward is actually going to be sending it back. So take one more here. Gently make your way back onto your hands. Right hand stays to the inside of the left foot. Curl the back toes, lift the back knee, and twist. Reaching up the fingertips high to the sky. Take 1. From here, left hand comes down. We're going to bring the foot in between the hands. Slightly hop yourself forward, just a little bit. And then we're going to peel the heart up and then reach the arms back. So we're working backwards from where we were. Runner's lunge here, palms face the floor. Breathe in, sweep yourself up. Find length in the front leg. Exhale and drop the elbows in line with the shoulders. Squeeze and lift the heart. Again, that belly button energy is not pointing forward away from you, but coming back into the body and lifting up with the heart, with the chin, with your intentions. Take 1 more. Breathe in, rise. Exhale, plant the hands down, step yourself back into a plank, and all one exhale, chaturanga. Breathe in, lift up the heart. Exhale, send the hips up high, downward facing dog. Let's take a nice deep breath in and fall down gently with control into our child's pose. Knees super nice and wide, big toes to touch. And we're going to sit ourselves back towards our heels. Forehead comes down, relax the shoulders. You can bring your palms to the mat, or your palms can come together in prayer, bending into the elbows and letting your hands rest just by the nape of your neck. Take 4. Bring your hands back to the mat. Walk them now just to frame the sides of your face. Tuck the chin into the chest and really nice and slowly roll yourself up to rise. Take your time stacking the vertebra one at a time. I really, really hope that that child's pose brought you back to your center and we were able to catch our breath a little bit. We're going to stretch out the ankles from here before we do our last standing and balancing series. So what we're going to do is we're going to rest onto the feet, sitting back onto the heels, keeping the spine really nice and tall. First option is to bring your fingertips behind you and just squeeze the elbows and the shoulders towards the center. Again, being very, very cognizant and aware of that belly button energy. We're not just pushing everything out and curving into the spine for no apparent reason. What we're doing here is we're opening up the heart and pressing towards the sky. So everything is pulling inward and lifting up. We have consideration for all parts of the body here. As we start to bend into the elbows, we're gonna lean ourselves back just a little bit, and you might notice your knees start to disappear slightly from the mat, therefore creating a really nice gentle pull on the ankles. We're gonna hold here. If you're looking for something a little bit deeper, gently peeling the hands off of the mat and bringing the hands to heart center. So now you're creating a little bit more balance. You're asking your ankles to hold up a little bit more. Take a moment here and notice the words, the thoughts, the feelings that are coming into your mind. Very possible that you might not have thought that such a tiny part of the body would require so much time and energy and focus, but our ankles are a very, very big reason why we find ourselves standing each and every day. So we want to take that time to give them proper blood flow, proper stretch, proper movement. Take one more. Exhale, gently guide the knees down, hands come back, find your tabletop and tap it out. Let that blood flow rush back into the toes, into the feet. Maybe you take a moment here, gently and compassionately rolling the ankles out after that really nice stretch. Curling the toes, setting yourself up for what might feel like a bit of a funny downward facing dog, but take your time as you press yourself up and notice the mobility now in your ankles, in your hips, and in your spine. Take an inhale through the nose and out the mouth, exhale. High to the toes, bend the knees, step, step, pitter patter, or gently float yourself to your hands, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale rises up nice and high to the sky. Scoop up all that beautiful vitality and energy around you as you do. And exhale, bring it to your heart center. Last standing pose for our balancing series, we're gonna come into a traditional tree. So our hands are gonna come to our hips. We're gonna rest onto our right foot. Left knee lifts up on the inhale, and then we're gonna open up the hip. So that's crucial to the first part of this pose. If our balance is not quite there today or just not quite there yet, our first option is to let the toes rest on the mat and gently press the heel into the leg. Hands stay on the hips to find that mobility and that balance. Second option, foot is in between your ankle and your knee. Third option, you grab for that foot and send it really nice and high up on the thigh. We're always avoiding the knee. Reason being, option also, bring your hands to your heart. Reason being, we're not just pressing the foot into the standing leg, but the standing leg is pressing back into the foot. So imagine all of this left and right energy buzzing on the side of you, and then as you press both into one another, all of that energy converges right to your center. You can bring your hands to your heart. You can always keep your hands on your hips if it feels comfortable, or you can grow your branches nice and high to the sky. If you do, remember to release those shoulders out of the ears. Remember, if you lose your balance, you can always just tap yourself off to the side and then find that placement that feels best for you. We're gonna take two more. Notice the length and the quality of your breaths. Full inhale and exhale. Gently guide your hands back to your heart if they're not already there. Left knee comes back up to center. Breathe in, extend the leg out. Exhale and hold it here. I know I'm demanding a lot from your ankles today. Breathe in, lift up that ankle just a little bit more. Exhale and cross your left leg in front of your right. Breathe in, circle the arms to rise. And you can swan dive as you hinge at the hips, fall forward, exhale. Inhale, lift up that heart, halfway rise. Exhale and soften it down. You should feel a lot of really gorgeous and juicy pulling happening right at the back of your right leg. And on an exhale, shift the body weight to the side, release the cross of the legs, halfway lift. So remember that back is always really nice and flat when we lift. And then we exhale and we hinge to fold. Breathe in, rises us back all the way up. Remember, scooping up that energy around you. And then exhale, bringing it back to your heart center. Setting up for the other side. Hands on our hips, shift the weight to the left. Right foot lifts. We turn open that hip and we find the placement. So this is the third variation. Second is the foot in between the knee and the ankle. First is the toes on the mat. I like to bring it up really nice and high, challenging myself. And always remember, if you lose your balance, tap that toe and then come right back to your pose. Ask yourself on your next inhale if you can get a little bit taller, always keeping those shoulders nice and soft out of the ears, hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in. Foot presses into the standing leg and the standing leg presses back into that foot. Imagine your energy. And if you were to imagine it, imagine a color that's associated with it. What would that color be? And then marry yourself to that idea of that color. Bring it all to the center. Imagine it seeping into the body, into the veins, into the blood flow, into the bones, into the muscles, and just firing up all of that energy within you. So remember, we lose that balance, we tap ourselves out, and then we come right back to where it feels good. Breathe in, hands come to your hips, guide your knee forward, and exhale, extend the leg out. Breathe in, rise it up just a teeny tiny little bit, and exhale, cross that leg over. Breathe in, arms to rise. And exhale, swan dive over. We're evening out that stretch at the back of the legs, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Take one full cycle. Shift the body weight to the side as you uncross the legs. If you have turned, you can always come back to face the top of your mat. Inhale, rise all the way up. We have one last flow, everyone. Hands to heart center, exhale. Let's imagine ourselves really emptying out the last bit of that tank. So put all of that gas into it, and as you breathe in, fill up. Exhale, full embodied forward fold. Take your time, feel each part of the body working together. As you inhale, heart peels away from the thighs, super flat back. All one exhale, hands plant down, step yourself back into plank, hug the elbows in chaturanga. Travel the heart through the arms, breathe in, pick up the crown towards the sky, maybe lift up the chin. Exhale, hips up nice and high. Take a deep inhale and a really nice exhale. In breath here. Exhale, bring yourself down onto your knees. This is a really great time to towel yourself off, to take a sip of water if you'd like, right before we dial into our last few stretches and a very, very delicious Shavasana. What we're going to do here first and foremost is extend the right leg out, super flex in the foot. So flexion is we're pushing the heel away from us and the toes are angled towards our face. Here, the left foot is going to come into the right leg and the right arm is going to rest on the inside of the right leg. The bend in the elbow is what's going to dictate the bend in the body. So a lot of the times now as we breathe in, the left arm is going to come to rise and we're going to turn the palm to face the front foot. Notice the opening in the heart and in the chest. We want to keep that there. As we take a deep breath in, reach your fingertips, feel all of that density if there is any, hopefully not too much, but if there is some density in the side body, feel it reach up with you, and then exhale, start to reach towards the foot. The bend in the elbow is what is going to dictate the degree of your stretch. What is most important and what we think of sometimes as being a goal-oriented practice, and sometimes people think that that is the most difficult or the most advanced version of the pose, that being grabbing for the toes. If the side body doesn't have that opening, what happens is we end up shutting the heart down. So we want to keep the heart open, forget about the perceived goal of reaching for your toes, and just keep reaching towards what feels good in your body. We're going to take one more breath here. Countering that now, a joyful pose, pressing into the fingers, coming up to rise. Your hand is going to come right beside your hip as you roll forward onto the left knee, point the right toes now, and we're going to reach up the heart and the right fingertips are going to reach behind us. Joyful pose, imagine what it is that brings you joy. It could be something incredibly seemingly small and not noticeable by others, or it could be something really, really large. Joyful pose, exhale, bring yourself back down. Slow guide. You can bring your knee with you, extend your legs, maybe shake everything out. Take a moment to live in that imbalance, and we're going to switch sides. You're going to extend the left leg out now, right foot to the inside of the thigh. Same idea, same hand, same leg, bending into that elbow to find that space, reaching up the right fingertips, turn the palm to face the flexed foot, and exhale to reach. We're going to take 3. Feeling the stretch originate from that hip, resting on the mat. Maybe you inch your fingers a little bit closer to that extended foot. Last one. Gliding your hands, slowly coming to rise. Right hand beside the right hip, roll forward onto that knee, point the toes forward, and press the heart out. Reach, take 2. Exhale, guide yourself down. Now we can bring both knees together, guiding everything to your center, wrapping your arms around your legs to give yourself a really nice squeeze. First, pull up the heart. Maybe even lift up the chin, expose and open the throat. Exhale, forehead comes down to your knees. Take 2. Last one. Wonderful. Release your arms from your legs, turn yourself around. Now, at this point, we're going to bring ourselves down onto the mat. If you're looking for a little bit of spice, if you're looking for something a little bit more exciting right for the end of your practice, you can make this a little bit ab-centric by extending the arms. Palms are pointing towards each other, and you would really nice and slowly kind of guide yourself down one vertebra at a time. This is a nice way to challenge yourself. When you are ready, you can release, but you're really trying to tuck everything in, guiding yourself and trying to avoid the temptation to just flop down. Once you're down, bring your knees into your chest. Rock yourself gently side to side. Right foot comes down onto the mat as you place your left foot onto your right knee. Hands are going to frame your thigh as you bring your hands to interlace just below your right knee or behind it. You always have the option to extend the right leg to the sky if your hand is behind. Otherwise, just keeping the hands below the kneecap and always keeping the foot that's on the knee really nice and flexed. Inhale fills up the belly, so it might create a little bit of a balloon effect. And then as we exhale, belly button retreats back to the spine, and that's where we pull the knee in. We're gonna take 2 more here. You should feel a really delicious stretch just on the outside of the glute. 1 more. Exhale, right foot comes onto the mat first. Unhook the left foot and windshield wiper the knees. Let them fall over left to right. When you're ready, switching sides, you can extend the right leg high to the sky and then bend into the knee, bringing it down to the left side now. So right foot on the left knee, interlace the fingers, find that placement, and don't forget to keep that foot flexed. Take 3. 2. Exhale, pulls the knee in. Once more. Left foot comes down first, right foot follows it, windshield wiper the knees. We're going to bring our knees back into our body, wrapping your arms around your legs, creating a really nice tight ball, maybe even lifting up your forehead towards your knees. Take a super full inhale, feel your belly expand and press up towards your thighs. Once you're at the top of that in-breath, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And then on a nice exhale, release it out of your mouth, arms and legs come down. For your final Shavasana. Your arms can rest by your sides, they can come down onto your hips, or one hand can rest on your belly, and one hand can rest on your chest. We moved quite significantly today. We twisted, we folded, we flowed, we breathed together. Think of this time and this commitment that you have taken, that you have spent here on your mat with yourself and with your energy. Taking this moment to give thanks for your breath, give thanks for your body, for its mobility, and for this beautiful practice of yoga that is available to us after thousands of years from thousands of miles away. are more than welcome to take as much time as you'd like here in your final Shavasana, allowing yourself to fully absorb everything that we just did. Always remember, when you are ready, you can roll yourself onto your side into a gentle fetal position, bringing your knees into your chest. And then using your hand in front of your body to gently press yourself up to rise. Again, if you'd like to stay on your back for a little bit longer, I invite you to do so. Always a suggestion, if you'd like to bring your hands to your heart for one final breath, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Thank you so much for joining me here today, for stepping onto your mat and making this commitment to yourself. And I wish each and every one of you a beautiful, beautiful day. And as always, I remind you to choose courage over comfort. Thank you so much. Namaste.